Animations for World of the Nerd Couple are generated by Plotagon. Visit plotagon.com to check out the app.
Come on, you piece of junk. Send the darn facts. Seriously, I don't have time for this. Good morning. Need some help with that. This copier is such a fuss budget sometimes. Reminds me of my kids when they don't like what my wife made for supper. Looks like the thing's just confused because you open and close the lid a few times so it doesn't know whether the original is in the roller thing or on the glass. Roller thing. Well, if you want me to bust out the techie jargon, I could call it the document feeder in Platin, but I often give people headaches that way. A techie who can actually speak English. I like that. I know this home office is big, but have we met before? I'm Larry, one of our many distinguished vice presidents. I manage an area of our sites, and then my boss is the regional vice president who manages a bunch of us in a much bigger area. A tad layered with all you executive types, but if you need a computer or other piece of electronic equipment to behave, it's all the same. Just don't ask me to help you buff scratches out of your Ferrari. How did you know about that? Just kidding. I'm not that high up the chain. I still drive a BMW. There we go. A piece of junk finally got its head together. Why the car sound though? We modded a speaker into the thing a while back to drown out the usual whirring noises and provide the user base with a more conclusive audio cue that what they were doing is done besides the usual copier bleeps and bloops. Name's Jay, by the way, just a lowly technical analyst. Well, a little humility helps in this business, but don't think you don't add value to our organization. That was a fax that was due to Ronnie and Sherry in the chief executive office, two execs way higher than me. If you want to buff out someone's Ferrari, you should hook up with them. That's alright. I'd rather just fix their computers than risk breathing wrong on a 6-digit car. Why are you here so early though? The office is dead quiet. If there were a rooster crowing on this property, we'd be hearing it. After hours support for the skeleton crew of morning people who don't work the standard 9 to 5 hours. At the same time, I do a lot of Visual Basic programming and can get a lot done when everything's super quiet early in the morning. A maverick. I like that. Must be fun skipping the traffic both ways on an earlier set of hours too. Don't worry. I hear about the traffic all the time from my girlfriend Lauren, who works here on more traditional 9 to 5 hours and deals with all of that. Why don't you two work the same shift and carpool? She wanted the big corporate career experience, including the traffic, for some odd reason. I don't argue. Plus HR's fraternization policy would be more in play if we worked the same hours, and, probably the biggest reason of all, we'd both be trying to get ready for work first thing in the morning. Oh yes, I know a thing or two about that. Practically can learn time management from determining how much time my wife will need the bathroom error. Well, I'll let you get back to things here. Just remember to keep things above the line, follow the Oz principle, practice proper accountability, and if your desk is a mess, then it's time to 5S.
Okay, Sherilyn. That wraps up your introduction to your new role as Process Analyst Associate Development for this company. You will now be involved in managing the procedures for training new associates company-wide. A bit different from what you've done up to this point, but the cross-training value is enormous for you. Welcome to your new role. Nothing I can't handle. My background may be more along the lines of coaching or operations, but I'll be more than happy to take charge of and reform our training procedures. I'm sure you'll do a really good job. Because of the high amount of people management that your role will involve, Stop by my office anytime if you need any people or policy issues sorted out. We're practically neighbors organizationally now in terms of all the people work we do. By the way, we have some really talented technical analysts who can help you if your computer acts up too. You're here early enough to call Jay if something needs fixing. Also, his significant other Lauren is here on more standard 9 to 5 hours. You should have all the support you need to deal with issues, whether people or technological. Always great to have some good support in my new role. Thank you. By the way, just out of curiosity, do you ever go by Sherry? Oh goodness no. That was what my grandparents called me when I was little, and even when I was not so little anymore. Drove me nuts. Plus, I wouldn't want to get mixed up with the Sherry in the chief executive office. I'll gladly stick with Sherilyn, thank you. Sherilyn's been a name that has done well for me my whole life. I'm in no rush to get rid of it. Okay. Sherilyn it is. Ergo. Sherilyn, thank you for all you do for this company, and all you've done over the years that you've been here. Oh come on. The document's right there. Seriously. You machines have no common sense. Ever.
This thing again. It's like it waits until I'm about to walk by to act up on someone.
I'm just trying to make a copy, and the dumb thing can't even see the original even though it's right there.
It's just a dumb machine with no common sense. You just confused it if you open the lid a few times so it doesn't know whether the original's on the glass or in the rollers. There. All done.
But why the car sound?
Speaker mod. It's a lot louder than the usual whirring and does a better job of letting people know when it's done doing something. People can hear it from their cubes when they tie it up for 5 minutes making hundreds of copies.
I'm guessing you're Jay, the technical analyst I've heard all these rosy things about.
No, I'm the Tooth Fairy's disgruntled brother-in-law. Just kidding, of course.
I'm Sherilyn. I've just started in my new role as a process analyst.
Oh, are you another Dan the numbers man? My girlfriend gave me an earful about that earlier.
No. Process analyst, associate development. I work with stuff related to people. Actually, spreadsheets kind of make me go cross-eyed. Which is why I'm glad all our cubes are rather close so you can help me navigate the spreadsheet-loaded mess I just inherited.
Oh yes, spreadsheets. Those horrible things. Those horribly overrated. You're good at business if you know Excel. Sources of innumerable business nonsense. Bad input design. Zero data normalization. Blown away formulas, and then you get the uniquely gifted managers who slam you with deadlines because they want to use a folder full of spreadsheets like it's an Access database.
You talk about spreadsheets and Excel like they're drugs that get abused.
In a business sense they are. The rule of thumb is a tad unprofessional, but it is. The moment you decide to start using a spreadsheet like it's a database, you need an effing database.
I'll keep that in mind. Should we actually go get some work done?
Oh hi. Good morning to you. Is the copier not working for you too?
No. There was this giant sapping noise and a giant fireball shot up to the ceiling. Yeah, don't we wish? Actually dear, in case you forgot, happy Ryzen Day.
Nerd up, nerd up, nerd up. Woo 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 woo. So what kind of drama do you expect to run into today because of Ryzen Day?
I think Shelly might give me a hard time, but not much else. I'm going to try to lay low and just fix the copier if it acts up. Oh yeah, that's right. We're still at work.
Don't worry. I'll take an IOU. Time for me to finish cleaning the air filter on the projector.
Happy Ryzen Day. Are you and Jay still skipping it for now? Yes. Jay has his eye on Raven Ridge later this year. I don't need a new system, and we're both curious to see where the Ryzen lands on its feet. That's okay, Lauren. Even my husband has chickened out. The only way I'll get a new Ryzen system is if I buy it myself. Big systems analyst usually wants the best, and yet he's skeptical about the Ryzen and wants to wait a few months. I must be the only one rooting for this thing to succeed. There is a difference, Shelly, between wanting the chip to succeed and buying it. Jay and I both want it to succeed. We just don't need new systems yet. I'll pony up the money then. I'm still running an old sandy bridge into the ground. If someone's going to be the guinea pig here with the AMD Ryzen, let it be me. This new lounge area is pretty neat, though not really a break room. It's great to get a break from office chairs when you need to go over things with a coworker.
It's also a good place to get a break from people hollering about the copier.
So since you've helped me so much with Excel formulas and the like, do you think I should consider taking an Excel class to not be as lost when fumbling around in spreadsheets?
I think that other than knowing your way around the spreadsheets that people send you or that you have to work with, taking Excel classes gets counterproductive at some point. Excel is a powerful tool. Excel abuse breeds bad habits. Total Excel abuse makes someone never want to learn MS Access. Meanwhile, the most rudimentary MS Access databases are what I like to call spreadsheet++. You use the tables in lieu of spreadsheets, but don't bother with UI. Even then you still have something with better input design and standardization.
You should teach me some of this sometime. Right now though I have a hard enough time just finding what to click on when poking through things like the service web portal.
There's a trick for that too. Read your screen like a book. Scan it like a big piece of paper from top left to bottom right.
I never thought about it that way. Actually, it got me thinking about how we watch TV. We just stare. We don't really move our eyes around the screen in a comprehensive scan-everything manner. Words cannot describe how happy I am that you get to work with me. Thank you. You've completely cured all my butterflies regarding this new position.
We can always carve out time for more learning. The key is to not end up as a defeatist making excuses and blaming the equipment all the time. I think I'd better check on the copier.
Useless, worthless piece of garbage.
Oh no. Please don't tell me you broke it on purpose. I'm supposed to be heading home shortly.
I didn't. The only thing I did on purpose was get you to come over here. See you in a couple hours for that I owe you.
So did the copier ever behave itself the rest of the afternoon?
3 guesses, my boy. 3 guesses. I owe you. Paid in full. How about we see what's on TV tonight? Oh no. What kind of idiot thought this was a good idea? This is a reality show about working in an office. It looks and sounds just like we're back at work.
Truly, the reality TV world has run out of ideas. Don't these morons know that we're trying to get away from this crap when we come home in the evening?
Speaking of getting away from this scrap, let's get away from this scrap again via skipping this TV stuff and getting our nerd on at the computer instead. Well, as predicted, people can't stop talking about the Ryzen on social media and in the blogosphere. Ryzen this. Ryzen that. Blah 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 blah. I'm even having a bit of difficulty scrolling over to goofy cat videos.
As nuts as it is to say this, heck with both the computer and TV. Let's just go to bed. My love, today was a day of extremes. We know this new Ryzen chip is going to be quite a high performer for AMD, and at the same time, our copier is still a complete piece of crap.
I just remember the days when copiers were actually just copiers, and not the complicated disaster pieces they are today.
Sometimes, though, I don't know whether it's the machines that are the problem or merely the people trying to use them.
Nerd up, nerd up, nerd up. Woo 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 woo.